Hey everyone, welcome back. I finally have some questions to address, and I'm excited to get started with this process because there are some great questions coming through. First question is coming all the way from Calgary. Kathy from Calgary says, my question lately is in dealing with sore feet and achy ankles. What exercises to do to loosen up my ankles and to reduce the foot pain in the ball of my foot? I had foot pain when I was pregnant and home with my small babies. I reduced it greatly the year when I was doing a lot of yoga and walking, but now with work, where I'm standing and sitting more than I was before, the calluses on the ball of my feet have returned. Ouch. And my ankles do feel stiff and achy. So I'm really excited that our first question happens to be about feet, because feet are one of those really neglected areas of our body. So I like to sort of coin the term, they are overused and underpaid. So we're going to show you a couple ways to really pay more attention to your feet so that they're not constantly nagging at you. This time of year especially, we use our feet a lot. Your feet are your point of contact, your very first point of contact with the floor or the earth below us. And your feet are set up in such a way that they are able to, really kinesthetically feel the ground and move according to what is sort of underneath our feet. So just as some background or some context, there are actually 26 bones in our feet, as well as 33 joints, 19 muscles, 10 tendons, and 107 ligaments, and a bursa, or more than that, that can also become problematic. So, and just as a basic statistic, the average person walks well over 100,000 kilometers miles in their lifetime. Of course, I got that statistic from the States. But anyway, another cool point is the Achilles tendon that comes down and inserts right into the sort of the bottom of the heel is the strongest tendon in the body. So that can sometimes wreak havoc on your feet as well. So what I'm going to recommend is kind of a 3-step approach to caring for your feet. Some of this you probably know already, and it sounds like, Kathy, that you had addressed some of that foot pain with movement. And I would say that's probably the first thing that we can do to battle this is move those feet. Now, move those feet other than just standing on them. So when you are sitting, maybe at work, maybe at home, when you have a few moments, rolling out the ankle. And then another thing I love to do, I used to work with dancers, and their feet, of course, are always, not always, but often an issue. And what we're going to try and do is teach the bones of your feet. So, of course, this is my hand. I don't really want to show you my foot, as that might scare you off for life. But if you think about these joints across your foot, the ball of your foot, and you think about sort of spreading them apart, really opening up that joint. It takes a bit of thought to make that happen, but if you can do that, that's going to really open things up for your feet. And you just sit there and let your feet spread apart. So not just the toes, but all those cool bones that sort of settle down below the bones as well. We want to try and get the movement in through the feet. Okay. So I will also send along a link that you can read into as well, and it's all about foot health as well as movements that you can do for your feet and how to kind of keep care of them beyond toe nail stuff. That's not really my forte. Okay, also keep in mind that your feet are very much a part of the whole chain. So again, where it all starts is either feet or hips, sometimes knees, but they're all connected. So from your feet to your knees to your hips, if there's an issue going on in the hips, it will absolutely resonate down into the feet. So having a look at the whole picture, the big picture, is often very helpful. So for example, if you have hips that perhaps are a little bit out of alignment, that means that the ripple down effect into the feet is slightly different placement into those feet, which then puts things out of balance, which can then create imbalances in your feet as well. Functionality. So if there is tightness, for example, in that Achilles, that really thick, strong area, it will also potentially, if it's really tight, pull on the bottom of the foot and can create some really deep imbalances and create pain. So we'll address in a moment how to sort of deal with that. Placement. If you tend to place your feet more on, if you sort of roll those feet in, or if you roll those feet out, that can also change sort of the dynamics of the foot. So having someone look at your foot, chiropodist, a physiotherapist, an osteopath, they can look at your feet and really see how you're placing that foot and either recommend exercises for it, or I mean, orthotics can be expensive, but is that an option as well? Something to consider for those feet and the placement of those feet. Even do a little research on your own. When you stand there, have a look to see if there is any arch, if there is any rolling of the foot outwards, if there's any rolling of the foot inwards. Are you flat-footed? Are you, do you have bunions on one side bigger than the other? That kind of idea. All that stuff can help you with your feet. This is going to be a long post. I apologize. So taking care of those feet. Epsom salt baths are fantastic. Massaging the foot, you can do it yourself. You can have a massage therapist get in there and spread those bones apart and really work through those muscles and ligaments. My favorite tool in the whole wide world is these guys right here. These are called yoga tune-up balls. I use them a lot in class. I've tried everything else. I've tried golf balls. I've tried tennis balls. I've tried lacrosse balls. Something that you can roll out on. So if you have tennis balls, put them into a sock, kind of like this little holder is, tie a knot at the end. And then when you're sitting down, place this under the foot. And you're going to roll 3 key areas. So again, this is my foot. You're going to roll at the heel, so to address that Achilles, if that's creating difficulties. And you just press and roll, or press and turn. Okay. You can also address the arch. Even if you're not having problems with your arch, it is really beneficial after a long day of standing to get some friction in there, some movement, some blood flow, that kind of idea. And then you're also going to address across the ball of your foot where your problems tend to be, and you're going to push in through there. And again, you're going to roll. You can pin and twist to help relieve. Okay. And you decide how much pressure you want to put on there. So that's a really, really great thing to do. It's easy as well. Can be cheap and cheerful too. So hopefully I have answered your questions around foot health, ankle health. Sorry, one thing I should address, you can also use these singularly on your ankle or your foot. Again, pretend this is my foot. You're just going to take that ball manually and you're just going to roll, 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 roll on top, even in through the ankle as well. There's not really, you're not going to do any damage by getting in there and rolling with the ball, okay? Experiment with it. I know I'm being quite vague on to how to use this, but you're not going to hurt yourself by using this unless you feel some sort of zapping pain. Nerve endings, move away from that area and go somewhere else. Okay, hopefully I have clarified some things about your foot. Also, that it is really important to address the feet. So Kathy, thank you so much for your question. Thanks for watching, and I will get back to you soon with more answers. Have a great day.